See, that depends on you where, how, and sorry, that depends on you how and where you want to keep and what you want to keep.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, but I would prefer, see, normally how I do transcript, let me show you. New folder. So interview transcripts, new Word document. This is my name. I'll just add. Okay. Use your technology, the best thing that you can do. Okay, I'll just start with my dictate. Tell me about orchestrator. I have close to so just type in with a voice. I have close to 4 years of experience with respect to Orchestrator. I worked on multiple versions of Orchestrator from 2018, 2019, 20, and 21. All the versions have their own add-ons, or in some you have add-on of storage buckets, in some you have the folders like environments removed. There are modern folders that are added. I have access, or I have interest, or I also can say I have worked on all the versions of UiPath Orchestrator. I worked mainly on the maintenance of Orchestrator as well as to schedule the triggers with respect to time as well as with respect to queue. So I have understanding of multiple versions of Orchestrator and their connections with UiPath Studio. I have also experience in UiPath Orchestrator webhooks as well as Orchestrator API, where we have used APIs to extract the data from the orchestrator even before without logging in and to connect with other external systems. Okay, Akriti, did you get how we did this?
Yeah, I got it. I'll do in this way.
Okay, so what exactly will happen is rather than you sitting and typing each and everything, if you just turn on this dictation while you're giving out an interview, things will be added up here. You just need to correct them for the next time.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so prepare this one. Everyone, prepare your own transcripts. See, there is no need that you need to sit and tell whatever I say here. Prepare your own transcript because that will be your true story that you have written and it will be easier for you to replicate or understand. Did you get it, guys?
Yes, yes, Vajra.
Yes, Vajan.
So, Pallavi,
Yes.
hope you are doing the same. If you are not doing the same, then that's where you are failing. Are you still available,
Uh,
Pallavi?
yeah, I'm here, Vajra.
Yeah. So, yesterday you said, right, you're not able to clear the interviews.
Yeah, because they were asking some
Hmm.
more advanced and practical, I mean, the real world kind of scenarios. So that's why I'm not able to give them the answers more specific way or more. I mean, I'm not able to explain the
Okay.
detailed manner.
Do one thing. Prepare your transcript. In that, write all the questions that were asked and you were not able to answer.
Yeah, I do have my recordings with me.
Okay.
If you allow me, I will share with you in.
You're from Team 4, right? Just upload them, create a folder in your Team 4, and then you can continue. Add it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We'll
You
do
will
that.
not have access for Team 1.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Thank you. Okay. We'll continue with our notes. Yeah, Chandu, the meeting link is same for all the days for now. It may change later, but not. Since this is the first week, to avoid confusion, I just used the same meeting link. Lakshmi is saying, please post in the meeting link. Lakshmi, I have done that already, so you need to check or turn on your notifications for our group. See, I have removed everyone. The bot removed each and everyone who didn't pay and someone who already paid because of the name mismatch and all. But since then, now you are the only members who paid and joining in. No other extra stuff will be added up in the meetings or in the WhatsApp groups. Keep the notifications turned on always. Okay. Okay, so let's discuss on two documents mainly, and these are the ones that are important for us to start off any project. One is the PDD and the other one is STD. So let's continue with our calculator use case and understand how to create a PDD and where exactly do we have that. Here we have a PDD. Let's go with GitHub. Okay, View Explorer. If you're not talking, please be on mute. I don't make me to disable mics for everyone. Yes, thank you. Okay, so let's see with this calculator ID. Okay, this one is something that I can check. Calculator PDD. Okay, and let's see what are the details that we have. So yesterday we have also used task capture to create this PDD. So let's also open it.
So, Vajra, meanwhile, one of the interviewer asked me about the task capture. If you are using task capture, so you need separate license. So how can you give the I mean, if business don't have a license for the separate task capture, so how will you give the solution to them
First thing,
without?
we have UiPath community version of task capture. If they want to use, they can use it, but it has a limitation of 500 actions per document. So this is the only
Yeah,
limitation that they have. But if they want to buy a task capture, they can buy it. And Pallavi, yesterday we decided that we will not ask any questions until I ask you to ask questions. So please bear and then wait so that others will not be disturbed.
sure. Sorry, Vajra. Yeah.
Okay, so this is our document for PDD. Sorry, this is as is process because we are reading the document, we are working on an operator, and we are adding or dividing all the items, and we are going with the next item. So if you ask me, the same flow F2 flow calculator flow as is, I'll just copy it and I will convert this into a to be process. So let's see how we can just convert it. We are trying to avoid all the manual activities or clicks because we are able to do it. Okay, so now I will use something called swim lanes. So insert a swim lane. So again, swim lane is a better way of representation of a diagram, nothing different in it. So you'll just add it like a container. So let's just add. So this is one of my swim lane. And here I will just mention the names of the applications that I am using. So this is Excel, and before Excel, human, and this is Excel, and then this is calculator. Okay, and just see, I'm not adding or I'm not changing anything. I'm just segregating it so that it will be more easier to understand. So what human does here, I can just add or upload Excel to shared folder. So this is what a human does, and once the bot starts, what it will do: steps to divide, steps to multiply. So what the bot will do, bot will only read the Excel, it will not do anything else, okay, in Excel part. So let's just add it. So this is a to be process where I am deploying or developing the things for the code. Okay, this is my this is my value. Steps to divide. Okay, I have all the options to divide. Okay, so everything that comes into Excel should go into Excel. Everything that goes into calculator, like whatever operations that goes into calculator, should go into calculator. Now in this particular flow, let's add these two at the bottom, these two, and this one at the bottom. So everything belongs to a calculator, and writing to Excel goes back into Excel statement, because this is where we are writing it. Okay, and checking the next item exists also comes in here. Read the Excel. So I'm just making sure that I have enough space. You can also do the same. So these are called swim lanes. These are used to represent a series of activities done in a particular application. Yep, let me just add it. Okay, now see the representation, everything seems to be same. The only difference that we have in this current process is, okay, if I just add it up here, and if I just move it up here, and if I just move it up here, okay. Okay, let me just keep it as is. There is no need to change. Okay, so what is the difference between as is process and to be process? Well, there may be a difference, there may not be any difference. Okay, if the bot is doing exactly the same activities that a human does, then there cannot be any difference. But the only difference, or in some conditions, there can be some differences. So that's what we will see. So addition of two numbers, multiplication of two numbers, division of two numbers. So we will also open the other document, and we'll try to write some differences in as is process, not in to be process. Excuse me. So in manual process, what exactly is being done? We are reading the Excel, and after reading the Excel, we will also open a calculator. Okay, because we need to perform operations on calculator in manual process, we'll open a calculator. Once we open the calculator, steps to multiply two numbers. So instead of just adding steps to add, here you can just add click first number. Okay, then we can go ahead and say this is what we can also change this click first number, and these are steps to divide, right? So let's add one more item, duplicate. So click click operand. Okay, and then let's go ahead and add one more thing. Then you go ahead and do click second number. Click equal to, then copy the result. Okay, so now this is the manual process that we are having for each and every item. So click operand, click first number. So even for divide, this goes in the same way. First clicking the operator. Okay, so here we can just move it like this, and here you can just move it like this. The steps are same for everything. Like there are only two numbers that you need. So just remove these all. Okay, and here instead of completing it here, then I will add it over here. Okay, so I'll just add the numbers. Okay, okay, let's go it up here, 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 and here. Now let's just see with the process, nothing else. 1 2 3 4. Okay, I'm just adding up this value, starting read Excel input, then open the calculator. Once you open the calculator, then find with the operator, whatever the operator is, divide, add, or anything. Just go ahead and get the value, and if the next item exists, then end the process. Okay, now were you able to see the difference between the current process or not? Like this is the manual process that everyone is following. Now copying the result and all. Now this becomes our to be process. This is our to be process. In the to be process, all we have concentrated or all we have thought of is how the application should be automated or the solution should be automated, but not clicking on the items. Okay, so we have removed UI automation from it and just gave the values or the steps that are required. Now this can be a similar, you in your organization or in your projects also, you can do something very similar. Okay, now what exactly have happened here? You have all the clicks. Maybe for each and every click you need to spend some time in automation, but here what exactly you need, you don't need anything that is related to clicks. You just need to automate the things, or you just need to write the code and then close it. So that is the difference between as is process and to be process. Hope I am clear. Let me know, just please say yes if I am clear on the steps. This is very simple thing. Yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you guys. Let's continue. Now how will you automate or how will you close this? If you just observe, yesterday we have created a PDD out of this one, right? So here this goes as a PDD. Now here let's just add the values or move it so that it will be easier to view. Okay, and then move it up here. Calculator, automation, start. Now the beauty of UiPath orchestrator or UiPath task capture is now you can also convert this as a studio or a XAML file or the code file. Calculator as is code. As is code. Save. And then this is to be code. I will also convert this as to be code. File export studio. Calculator to be. Okay, so if you are able to record and do everything, do you need to write any code or not? Just message yes or no. Since we have converted this into code files, do we need to write any code in it or not? Okay, I think we have some good news in the team. Someone's visa got approved. Very good. It will create a flow chart for the same, but the variable definition need to do. Okay, the thing is, let's go with the code. Open the UiPath Studio. Okay, hopefully this should be done. So this is my calculator as is process where I also have to be process here. But if you just see, this just created some list of sequences without any code in it. Okay, so everything you need to code for yourself. There is no other way. Okay, so whatever you want or whatever you have written, this will give you just a skeleton. So for reading the Excel, you need to write code to read the Excel. To open calculator, you need to write the activities for opening the calculator. So this UiPath task capture, whatever gives you, it will be just a skeleton or representation of what exactly will be available. So annotations, add annotation. So So now if you see here, upload Excel to shared file and then read Excel input, and then you can do all the activities and then or write output and the next items. So if you see, this is just a representation of whatever you have in the diagram. That is, there is nothing else that we have added up. Okay. So let's go ahead and try to convert. Okay, let's assume that we have completed our process. Now that we have completed a PDD and we have written our code, let's assume the what is the next step. The next step would be to create SDD to give it to users. Okay, so for that, how I create in my organization, how I create. Normally, what will happen is we already will have a predefined template which can be used to just update or just to change. But other than that, what also we can do is let's go and search for UiPath marketplace. Okay, I'm giving the link in the notes. Okay, here you can just check with what can we check? We can check with SSD in marketplace. So this will give you, okay, this is SSD assistant where you can download on your own and you can use it. So SSD assistant is also a UiPath code, nothing different. Okay, how to download UiPath Studio? You have UiPath cloud.uipath.com. I already asked you to take or register in this. This is the prerequisite. So if you can just see, install Teams in your laptop, mobile. Okay, join. I didn't add install UiPath. See, I have added install UiPath. Asked you to add install. Okay. So let's just go log into your orchestrator. And do it. But yeah, let's continue with our process. Here in the SSD assistant, all you need to do is you need to sign in. Again, this marketplace, you can sign in with the same email ID. And you can download this. Okay. If you click on download, this will be downloaded. I'll just mention it in the notes, SSD assistant. Don't have template. So only if you don't have template, then you can download, or else if you already have templates, then you can use the existing one. So what exactly I'll do, I'll go back to my downloads. I already have SSD assistant in my place. Okay, I don't have it. Documents, SSD. Okay, not available. So let me just download it for you. So download assistant, save as. I'll try to save it in the current team in the GitHub. So project team 1. Yes, you can search with SST, but yeah, since I am already save as, where is this? Okay, project team 1, SST assistant. So if you want, you can download it, or else if you already have it, you can use it. Since I have added up in this, you can directly use this one. Okay, extract all, show files when extraction is extract. Okay, again, SSD is also a code that is written for you by someone else. You will just use it to get the things done. And this is the SSD template, SGD template. Sorry for repeatedly saying it wrong, but it is solution design document, SDD. Okay, here is what you will have. You will have your process title and automation run time, how many, where it should be deployed and how it should be deployed, everything. So let's go ahead, and since we have already a project, so this is our project, right? Use case 1 is our project where we have the code. So this is our code. Okay, and let's change it. Let's create a new file called main so that we can use it. Use case 1 to be process project. Let's create a main file, new, create, add sequence. and that sequence name is main project. If you are new to UiPath Studio, that's absolutely fine. We are not writing any code over here. We are just trying to write or create some documents. Okay, so this is saved, and then this one, let's set it as main. Set as main. Okay, save. Now all the code is available in here. I need to just open up my UiPath SSD assistant, SDD assistant. Start with main. So let it open, let it load. Okay, I'm opening the room for questions. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask now. You will have 5 minutes to ask your questions.
Hi Vajra, and this is Chandram. So from the task capture, we can generate the XAML file and PDD document, right?
Yes, and also you can export it as an image.
Sorry?
You can also export it as an image.
Oh,
File,
okay.
export image. So this is calculator diagram. Okay, 2 big sources. So
So
these are the
after exporting it as a PDD, do we need to do any changes in PDD,
of
or
course you
is it
need to
fine?
do no you need to do each and every change that is required. That's giving you just a template. So where you should
Okay.
start, that's where the starting point is. From there you need to add each and everything. Okay,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
let's run this file.
So for each and every project, we have to use this task capture. Then we will generate this PDD documents.
If you use task capture, then you will be able to easily record items, because right now we haven't recorded any UI, but we in the next project we will also record a UI as well. Okay, so
Okay, Vajra. Thank you.
yeah, so here it's asking me to browse a folder. So this is in D UiPath kit space. So let's go with that. This PC D UiPath git space. Where is my git space? Yeah, git space. The RPA developer in 30 days and Vajrang. Where is this Vajrang folder? So I'm just mapping my project over here, nothing else. And here team project 1 and then use case 1. So this is my folder. And if you see here, once I have it selected, it's generated 2 files, SDD template and then SDD of the current project. So see here. So what exactly it does? It is creating a solution design document and process title goes here. Calculator automation. I'll just try to upload or update it again. So here it go. So we will keep SGD. So this is our SGD and PDD next to each other, and we will validate or we will check what is the difference. Okay. So this is my SGD use case 1 and this is my PDD calculator PDD. So can you guys remember what we discussed yesterday and what is the difference between both PDDs and STDs? If you remember, just go ahead and type it in the chat. What is the difference? chat. Yes, Bindu is asking, can we add custom template? Yes, we can add our custom template as well. You need to prepare for it. Okay, so on the left side you have PDD, on the right side you have SDD. So let's go only with the table of content and see what is the difference. Nothing, I'm not going in digging deep into all the items. I'm just going with the table of contents. And here, table of content. See, the complete difference with the table of contents itself is we are giving out automated process details. Okay, in the solution design document we are giving the details of a completed process which we have already automated, and in PDD we are giving out what solution must be created. Okay, we are giving out as is process, we are giving out to be process, and we are telling how the automation must be available for us. Okay, and here we are mentioning architectural structure of the master project, like what is the architecture, where the orchestrator is available, where the code is available, and how are you importing the data. Here you are giving out the details in the solution design document. But in here we are mentioning what is our current process and what can be our to be process. It is a to be process, and how are we mentioning exception handling and all, we will mention it over here. Okay, and what are the packages? So if you see here in our use case, we have multiple packages like UiPath, Excel activities, mail activities, system activities, and their versions as well. So we are giving out what packages are we using, but here in the PDD we will not know because it's not created after the solution, it's created before the solution. We will rely on one specific goal and we will create our solution, and then for that we will use packages, we will deploy all the items. So if there are any future improvements, we will mention it over here, and we will mention runtime guide over here, like how this solution must be executed, like who should trigger it. Is it manually triggered, or is it automatically triggered, or is it time triggered? So all these details will go into solution design document. Here we will try to assume that this is how the solution will be available in the PDD, and we will create the PDD. Okay, so let's quickly fill in few details so that we will get a clear understanding. So this is our process area, this is into accounts area, and the department is accounts. Automation for calculator, roles required to perform. So what is the role required? Because for the bot also we need to have the same role. So this is the user role, not admin role. So there can be different roles like user role, admin role, and moderator role. We require a user role. Process schedule frequency, when how the process should be scheduled. So why? Because we need to create our bot in such a way that it can be triggered, or it can be triggered at a one particular point of time, or it can be queue triggered. Like how exactly do we need to create it? So this is scheduled run daily at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. So this is what we will mention. Okay, number of times process ran by selected frequency. There are only 2 times for a day. And process execution time, how much time is the current execution of the process? It's 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes is the current process execution time. Now what are the process restrictions? Like if there are any restrictions, like okay, if it is not executing a report in the first process or at 6 a.m., don't run it at 6 p.m. So if there is any restriction like that, we can do that. So peak period is for example, instead of running it twice, from Jan to Feb or March, since that is year end of the accounts, or we will close the account, or only in the March, run it 10 times. Run it every 2 times. Run the bot every 2 times. Okay, so here we are not discussing about calculator. We are discussing about an actual process, how that can be available. Okay, then peak volume, what is the expected range of volume? Maybe a 50,000 records can be available during that peak time because we are running it every 2 hours. 50,000. Okay. Number of persons currently working on this is 5. Current expected volume increase in the next periods. Like, okay, if right now this is 1,000, now there can be 10% increase in the next cycle. Input data description, this is an Excel added to shared folder by user. Okay, output data description, email to users, email to shared mailbox. So what are the applications used? Now here we have calculator, and version it's 1.0, and language it's English. So what is the difference between a thick client and thin client? Can anyone answer in the chat? What is the difference between thick client and thin client? Okay, people who are joined as a guest will not have access to chat, so you will not have access to chat. Okay, what is the difference between thick client and thin client? Can you please answer? So each and every point that I am discussing over here is either an interview question or is a choose the correct answer in your certifications that you're going to do. Each and every point. Standalone applications are thick clients. Okay, Anil, you need to explain more. So see, anything that is installed in a application as an application in the desktop which can be automated, then that's a thick client. Thick will be available in your machine. Thin client are something as a service that comes in as a requirement. For example, a web browser. Browser is a thick client, but the website is a thin client where you are making a request and you are getting the value. And Citrix, because the Citrix viewer will be available for you, but the UI will be coming or served from a different location. Okay, remote desktop is also a thin client. Okay, so all these items which we cannot directly access are thin clients, something that is available right in your machine. For example, SAP or anything like WhatsApp, even a folder, everything will be a thick client. Okay, so this is a thick client. Now environment access method. So okay, Bindu, can you only please unmute and talk?
Yes, Vajra.
Okay, see here. Now this folder you have, right? This is the Explorer application from Windows.
Yes.
This is available by default with OS, right?
Yes.
But here, this browser is available, but the every data in this is coming up from a different server.
Exactly.
Okay, so you cannot have access directly until you install an add-on in this, right?
Yes.
So everything that needs either a external add-on or external or at least a image automation, because if add-on also don't work, then we need an image automation to be performed, right?
Yes.
So everything that comes up with selectors can be a thick client.
Okay.
Okay, thick client is something that is installed in your machine and which you can use.
It's like a desktop.
Desktop application.
Yes.
Okay, thin clients are the one that act as services.
It's a web application type.
Web application you can take remote desktop. If I connect to remote desktop, the actual server or machine will be at a different place, right?
Yes.
Okay, but even right now when I'm sharing my screen, the one that you are viewing, my screen is a thin client for you.
Exactly.
Okay, but Teams application itself is a thick client for you.
It's a desktop. I'm also using that.
Exactly, because
In
that
my
is installed on your machine. That's a thin client, thick client. But the service or whatever you have viewing is a thin client. If you need to automate something that you are viewing, but you don't have access.
okay.
Okay, clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay, go on mute.
Thanks.
Okay, now let's see with as is process. Now, if you observe, so this is the as is process or high level process map. Okay, detailed process map is something like how many windows are available, how many actions, how many mouse clicks, how many times keys are pressed. Every detail will be available in high level process statistics. Okay, just see. Read Excel input operator. If sub, then go to step 3. If divide, go to step 6. If add, go to step 7. So just see step 3, then sub 2 numbers, write output to Excel. Okay, next, if the value goes, if value, then go to operator. If there is a next item, so steps to divide, go to write to output to Excel. So this is the step that it is available. Is this the standard document for any project? This is the only standard document for all the projects. Okay, the way how we write, because we are manually writing it, may be different, but whatever the details you see here, as is process details and to be process details, everything will be same. Okay, input data description. So at what action? At action number 1, there will be an Excel. Yes, this is okay. Sneha and everyone, there is no real time and code we are working on. I am working at a real time, or this is what will happen in each and every organization. Please don't ask that question again. Okay, these sessions are not your tutorials. Okay, these are real time use cases, and treat these as knowledge transfers from me to everyone. Okay, thank you. So here you need to write the details on the sample, like, okay, here we are using Excel. The input type should be XLSX. Okay, and the location, where is the exact location that we are placing it? Because when we are working on project, we cannot change the place where the folders are available. You cannot all of a sudden change them. So this is the place. Okay, and then are the inputs natively digital? So what is natively digital and what is not natively digital? So anything that you can use UiPath to get the data. For example, if you just read the information, you can get it. But if the information is available in a image where you need to use OCR or some optical character recognition, somewhere you need image recognition. So that is a non-natively digital available values. For example, we are reading an Excel. If you use read Excel range, then you are getting all the data. So this is natively available. But if you are using a PDF and the PDF contains an image, okay, so that image, if you read it, then that image will need to be converted with OCR, and then you will get the data. So that is not natively available. Okay, so that is the difference. Are the inputs structured? Because since we have an Excel, we have a proper structure, like on the first column we have numbers, on the second column we have operands, on the third column we have second numbers, and the output should be written on the fourth column. So everything is structured. There is no change that is required. So this is structure. But if you have a PDF where the data is available in the second page or third page, you don't know where exactly it is, and you need to use link queries or you need to use regular expressions to extract the data, then you can mark it as no. Okay, and you will also have this information. The data was originally created. Example, Excel database or application reports. Non-native digital inputs are usually scanned images. Okay, in this document itself, you will have information to how and what to fill in this document. So you can use this document to fill in the details. Guys, please remember, this is the only session where we'll be discussing with the documents, and from the next from the project from 10th or next Monday when we start, you need to create these documents. Okay, I will not explain you again how to create this because projects will be given to you. You need to sit and write the documents for yourself. Now in the to be processed document, here you can mention action number and what bot does and what human does. Okay, now here you can just add out the information. I'll just add in the information. So this is our to be process, right? And here file, export as image. So this is calculator diagram to be. Okay, let me just close it. No. Okay, and then let's go ahead and add an image. Insert picture to be process. Let's go with to be process. Where is this image? Yeah, this is the to be process. Okay, I think it's saved somewhere. Let me just open task capture images pictures. Okay, not available. Documents. Let me open task capture then. So here we go with use case 1. Use case 1 to be. So this is as is. .jpg. Okay. Now this is our to be file export image. Okay. Let's go ahead and convert this to be and save. Now we have this to be diagram as well. Yep. And this is our to be diagram. Let's go ahead and paste it here. See, each and everything in the document is validated and checked by me, only then this is updated. Okay, this will not be generated on random, or no one will create it for you if there is no business assistant or BA. Business analyst. If there is no business analyst, he will not create it for you. Then you need to create it for yourself. Okay, calculator. So here we go. We have added up all the details for the calculator, and this is our to be processed diagram, where we are first reading the data. Human will upload it to Excel to shared folder, read the Excel range, check with all the operators, work on the operators, write output to Excel, and then on the next item, just go ahead and check if the next item is available, continue, or else close it. We need to change this, but this is what we'll have. If there are any parallel initiatives, for example, if there is also an automation to create this Excel, for example, if there is process A that need to give input to our process, to this calculator process, then we need to mention those here. Okay, and what are in scope and what are out of scope. Everything we do, the code is in scope, but everything that we cannot control is out of scope. Simple. I need one person to unmute. Chetan, can you? Okay, Chetan is not available. Chandu, can you please unmute and talk?
Yes, Vajra.
Okay. Now, tell me one thing. There is calculator application in your machine, right?
Yes.
Can you control calculator application with updates, or can you control its development?
No.
No. If there is notepad in your application, can you control its development? It's directly from UiPath, right? Sorry, it's directly from Microsoft, right?
Yes, yes. I can't control those.
Exactly. So anything that we cannot control or that a UiPath team cannot control, that is out of the scope. For example, all of a sudden, if a calculator gets upgraded to a higher version and all the UI elements gets changed, now will the automation work for it?
With
No, select this issue will appear.
Exactly. See,
maybe.
automation can be available or automation can be done if the details are fixed. That's what we mentioned earlier also. We need to have proper structure of the Excel or proper structure of the data, and the process should be fixed. There should not be any changes. Even a very minute change also will create or will disturb the automation. Okay, even if you, while clicking on equal to button, that equal to button, instead of spelling EQUAL, it is changed to equal symbol. Then even that will have an impact in our automation. Okay, so maintenance of Excel is not in our scope. So you can write it like this. It's not only about UI change. For example, if there is we are asking to give out a Excel, right? Even if there is a change in the Excel. For example, on the first column and second column, instead of having first number and operand, we have first number and second number. Even that simple change will have an impact. Change of Excel format. Okay. Let's add one more. Insert rows below. Change in calculator. So anything that we cannot control is out of scope. That we need to clearly mention that if you have only these things, then automation will work. And this document will be sent to business user and they need to review it and then send it back stating that this is what we want. Okay. So this is how things will happen. Now in exception handling, we didn't discuss on UA exceptions or we didn't discuss on business rule exceptions. We'll discuss it. For example, normally can you divide any number with 0? Just mention yes or no. In simple mathematical terms, can you divide any number with 0?
No.
No. So if the input is 0, then it should throw a business rule exception, right? So those
Yes.
exceptions must be available in, or something that is not related to our process or something that can error out will be available in exception handling. And if you can see here, business process owner and business analysts are expected to document all the business exceptions, identify automation process. Exceptions are of two types. Okay, again, business rule exception and known exception and unknown exceptions. 0 divided by 0 is a known exception, right? Okay, but if the Excel application is itself is not working all of a sudden, then that's an unknown application, unknown issue. Okay, that is not identified before and that came in all of a sudden after we deployed to the production. So those are unknown issues. Okay, so we will mention all the known exceptions like, okay, number should not be divided by 0, and if you, for example, if you want to run a bot must not run on a Saturday and Sunday. If the bot is triggered, it should not run on Saturday and Sunday. And if the bot is triggered on it, then it's a business rule exception again. Then we can throw that it is not scheduled to execute on Saturday and Sunday, but still this ran. Please check why. Okay, so all these things will come under business rule exceptions. Or production issues are not business rule exceptions. Production issues mostly should be system exceptions that should be handled. Okay, so if there is any such exception, any unknown exception or any exception, we will send it with a screenshot over an email to a specific email ID so that others will check. Okay, and then reporting, I said it right, after you add all the items or after you have done all the addition, subtraction, multiply and division, you will just send it to a report. That can be one option. And or also you can use logs in the orchestrator. That can be the second option. This we'll see later with respect to reporting, but by name you can understand that we will generate a report and we will send it so that that can be reviewed. A user cannot see each and every step executed in the process. Okay, we just need to have a report, this particular ID, if it is completed or not by the bot. That's it. Okay, that kind of report we are talking about. Process logs, transaction logs, error logs. We'll see all these things. If there are additional recordings that are required, for example, a video recording of a process. Yesterday we discussed on how to create this automation, right? We can place it in particular shared location and we can give the link over here. Business rules library, if we have anything we can give it. Documentation, if we are creating a separate place for documentation, we can give it over here. And any execution instructions that we have, we will add it over here. I'll take 2 more minutes and I'll complete solution design document. So till now, whatever we have seen in the process definition document is how to automate a process. But in solution design document, if you just go ahead and see, we'll see everything that is related to how to execute a process, like who is the role, who are the main stakeholders of this automated process details, what is the project name, and what is the bot type. Is it a background bot or a foreground bot? Is it a manual intervention required, or is it scheduled and executed in the background? If it is a background process or not, is orchestrator used, scalable, and what is the version of UiPath Studio used? So each and everything that is related for development of this process where the bot should execute is what we will mention it over here. Okay, what is the expected output, what is the input data, how the process start is automated, and what are the project workflows. Even with project workflows, we have each and every project workflows with arguments, we will have it over here. Guys, please spell my name correctly. Document can be available online and you can download it. It's not by default available by UiPath, but still you have few documents provided in business analyst certification that you can use. Okay, and here with the packages, these are the packages: Excel activities we use, mail activities we use, system activities, and automation activities. Again, this document is not manually created by me. This document is created by our tool. But if the tool is not available, you need to sit and manually write it. If the organization says that, okay, I have a different version, then what should I do? I need to sit and manually write each and every detail available over here. And these are all the important details. Okay. And so if you can just see here, this is a glossary. And here we have packages, master project, we have workflows. You can just mention how the project is structured. Okay. Background BOR stands for background automation, back office robot, and foreground FOR stands for front office robot. So this is what we will have. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow we will not have sessions because those are Saturdays and Sundays. But I hope till now whatever we have discussed is sufficient or is already a foundation for you to start from Monday, where I will give you a simple use case, and also we will be giving out for you in Teams. I hope everyone have filled out your save. Okay, so let's just go into the Teams channel. See, today we haven't written much notes, but if you want, you can create your own notes and you can write on your own. So I'm posting notes online. That will not be, people cannot be able to understand if they don't have this recording. So that is the importance of these meetings and recordings. Okay, so go ahead into Teams. Let's see, project team 1 and experience tracker. I hope everyone filled their experience details over here, because I don't want 2 non-experienced persons to be in one team. I need to have a mix of all the details. Okay, so we have how many members? 32. We still need to have some 6 more members to be added up into the group. Delete rows. Okay, just fill them. By Monday we will create it, and we will I will give you who are the teams. Okay, Okay, there is a question like document should be created before and after, before the code or after the code. See, this solution design document is like again a place where you can decide on where things will be available. It's just an assumption. Whatever document you have created after the code will be a final document. Like, okay, this is already completed. Okay, before writing the code, you need to create both PDD and SDD. That's the reason I said if you don't have a code available, you need to use the template and you need to create the template for yourself. Okay, so that's what we have, and let me close the session for today. And if you have any questions,